There was this fellow called Sudhir Chaudhary on a channel called Z News, who was our Sasta Tucker Carlson, Hindi Tucker Carlson, who did like these weird monologues on Zameen Jihad and whatever, like gaming jihad. Very annoying guy. Tihadi, as someone might refer to him. He left Z News and went to Aaj Tak. At Aaj Tak, he's getting a lot of bhav. He has started a program called Black and White there. But on Z News, he used to run this program called DNA, which was very popular. Now they were trying to find a replacement. Couldn't. So then what is the next thing you do? They get an actor. They literally got an actor to play an anchor or be an anchor, right? So this fellow is now the new anchor on Z News running DNA. His name is Saurabh Raj Jain. He used to play Krishna very famously, and I found this fun headline. Saurabh Raj Jain talks about his experience as Krishna. I talk like a god in real. So he clearly has a big god complex, and which is, I think, necessary for anchors these days to have. Anchors must have a god complex, because otherwise, how will you deliver monologues, right? You can see his handsome face right now. So handsome. Sudhir ji, no takkar. Sudhir ji, kya hai iske samne, right? Kya hai iske samne? Kuch nahi hai. And then, of course, he did this show called भारत ने कनाडा को सबक सिखा दिया. I couldn't stop laughing. Honestly, this was just the most hilarious thing I've seen this week. I mean, come on. Anyway, so after that whole Justin Trudeau thing happened where proof the, so our Indian media went crazy. It went nuts. Bharat ne Canada ko sabak sikha diya apparently somehow. You know, some of the channels were actually just going nuts and saying, of course we killed the terrorist. Now we are great power. We can go and घर में घुस के मारते हैं तुमको. So the same logic that they apply to Pakistan, some of the Bhaktjan are also applying to Canada for some bizarre reason. Because I guess their brains are now so tuned to just India है ना, India amazing है, India is amazing, every other country is bad, but specifically Pakistan is bad, and we keep attacking Pakistan and using it like a punching bag. So then whenever something like an accusation comes in from a country like Canada, they were like, same logic, India is great, we will now say कि हमने घर में घुस के उनको भी मार दिया. Boss, no, don't do this. It's a very different country. We have a giant amount of people, Indians, who live in Canada right now. About 40% of university students in Canada are Indians, Indian kids who have gone there, and escalating it in this way is a bad idea. Public opinion say you cannot escalate these things. These are things that are to be handled diplomatically. These are things that are to be handled with care. These are not things to be jingoistic about. These are not things that Krishna from TV is going to talk like a god and school Justin Trudeau about, oh, how we do things. No, just no. The idea here is for diplomats to talk to each other and amicably come up with a solution. Because we have, at any given point of time, just by human resource transfer, a lot happens from India to Canada. So if Canadian popular sentiment turns against India, that is extremely dangerous for us and the people living there. So please shut the F up, Indian media. News, please can you shut up? Do not do this garbage. Do not do this. Godi Media provides so much content, you should be grateful. I agree, they do provide so much content, but also it is extremely damaging, man. It's funny when you look at it that way. It's very funny, but you cannot do this jingoism after a point. It's just embarrassing. People have been sharing screenshots, right, of, oh, Canada mein ab Hindus khatre mein hai, right? Like the same copy pasted message which everybody is sharing. Oh, Hindus in Canada are under attack because of this whole thing, and Justin Trudeau is evil and all the things. There are people who are basically going out and cursing diplomats, their politicians, and just calling them cowards and saying कि हमने तुमको घर पे घुस के मार दिया, because IT cell को और आता ही क्या है, right? Like, you know, aggressive bullshittery के अलावा they cannot do anything else. They just want to be aggressive. They just want to like show like, oh, छाती पीटेंगे, like we will just become gorillas and just attack everyone online. That is what they do. They don't understand soft diplomacy. They don't understand being decent. They don't understand how conversations are done. They just apply this to everything. So they started applying that to Canada. Now the damage that will do is that if Canada needs ammo against India, because when an incident like this happens, right, where allegations are being made that India, for the first time in its history, has gone to another country's soil and maybe intervened in their sovereign affairs and killed a citizen, allegedly. There is no proof. yet. But let's say, hypothetically, that has happened. Now, what Canada needs to make this a credible theory is that they need public sentiment on that side. How do you need public sentiment? You need a narrative. You need to create a narrative. And our idiots here, the idiots who are doing this garbage, which is jingoist, gorilla, chest beating nonsense, are just giving it to them on a platter. Someone is saying that, oh, I know where you live, I will kill you, I will do this, I will do that. All these threats which they give like journalists all the time in India, you cannot do the same thing there, because now all these people are like, look, such an aggressive country. The narrative shows that, look, they are all saying ki ha humne ghar mein ghus ke mara, we did this, ha, Canada, we taught you a lesson. It just feeds into their narrative, and it is very damaging for us. And I think people really need to understand how damaging an IT cell is. Right now, I feel like a lot of Canadians who are facing this backlash, they're like, what is this aggressive bunch of idiots in this country, man? Like, what is happening? It's bad. It's just bad. IT cell is making India's diplomacy look like a circus and Modi the Joker. Exactly what I was saying, Ranaditya. And there is no sense of nuance there. This is what happens when you create a monster that does not know how to have nuanced conversations and only knows how to be aggressive and attack people. This is what happens when you unleash a crowd like that, who have to just mindlessly and brainlessly defend one particular person, one particular party, one particular ideology or a belief system. This is what happens when there is a need for soft diplomacy, when there is a need for nuanced conversations. Just doesn't work.